My name is Hubert Graham, and my company is Graham and Dosey Fiberglass.
My name is Betty Rose Dolce, and I'm the part owner of Graham and Dolce's Fiberglass. We make fiberglass art here.
We make figurines from amusement park animals all the way up to livestock animals. We do boat repairs. We make wings. We make women. We make lighthouses. We make boats. We make horses, cows, deer. Just about anything you can name. It's an animal we make.
So Mr. Graham started the business, and I bought into the business.
She is an American Indian, and she actually runs the business. She does the painting, she does the sanding, she does the customer contact when I'm not here. She's like a second person that handles just about everything. She actually completes the product. I build the product and she completes it. So we split it about 50-50.
We tried more than that, not to just sell here, but we want to open up our amusement park for the kids and families, because you can't get enough of family time anymore. People these days are so busy in their life, trying to keep up and provide for their family. They have no time for their family.
Right. And we're going to make all these animals where you can ride. We're going to actually put pieces of steel pipe and engineer it to a motor. The motor's going to hook on to the animals. The animals are going to go round and round. And we're going to initially get into that amusement park ride deal. Then we're going to turn into the theme park. It's all about finances right now. Yeah. As you know, it takes money to grow a business. Yeah. And if you don't have working capital and strong working capital or strong investors within a business and residual income coming from the business, yeah, it's hard for a business to go and grow.
We got our money in it. We haven't had to borrow any money yet. So we still haven't. So hopefully this will bring money in while we doing what we're doing.
Right now I am filling out a loan for the Self-Help Credit Union. Trying to get a loan to influx some working capital into the business. And a lot of businesses right now have stopped doing business loans because they are, they're afraid to trade out into water because so many businesses have failed and so many businesses are failing because sales are down. Nobody's buying anything. All the stores are closing up and moving out. So banks are scared right now to loan anybody any money. Unless they really know, you're going to pay that money back. You got a way of showing it's going to come back, and it sounds like a good residual business. Well, the one thing is it's 12-month income and expense projections. I mean, how can I know in 12 months what kind of income a theme park and an amusement park is going to bring in? How can I know in 12 months what kind of expense projections I'm going to have? Because I've never been into a business like this before. And from what I've went out and, tried to find out about all these kinds of business, the projections for them and the projections for me is going to be totally different because of my location.
And we're trying to make all these rides, and when we get done, we want to have at least 25, 30 rides here to start off that. We're going out buying wagons. We're putting them in front of teams of horses. We're going to go on around. Then we're going to build in between that the Mexican world. Going around, and we're planning on building teepees. We're going to have these Indian horses in between these teepees. We already have a prototype of a flying horse, and our term is to go and buy a launch, like a wheel launch for a ski, like a ski resort. And we're planning on putting horses on each one of those hooks where everyone could get inside the flying horse and ride the flying horses up in the air. We're planning on putting in a gift shop here. We're planning on putting in a tiki bar right there. And then we're going to have paddle boats inside of the pond that we already have dug, but we're planning on digging that out even farther. And then we want to go across the street. And here's our idea is to have a visitor center. Put in a driving range. We want to put in a putt-putt golf. And eventually there is actually 300 acres of land right here on a creek that's for sale right here next to this land. And we want to buy the creek and we want to turn that into a campground. We want where people can bring in, park their campers. And we want to build all these amusement park animals where they'll be sitting inside of the campground. But we want to take the creek, which is a running creek, and we want to take one of those wheels and add the dipper of the water dippers inside and create a hydro plant to produce all the electricity to actually operate this business and take the excess electricity and sell it back to the power companies. That's our long-term goal.
Yeah.
With that, it depends on our financial standings and how far we can go within the business financially right now. And it depends on how fast we can work and who we get to deal with and who actually comes in and helps us along and helps us do what we need to do.
This right here came from my parents, so that's why I decided to name it their land. It was Graham's land originally.
And I don't think Graham and Dosey land would sound too good.
No.
I think just Graham land,
Yeah.
because they'd be like, oh, what, dope? Yeah, it's hard for them to do. So Graham land's a lot easier, and a lot of people will be saying, oh, man, have you been to Graham land? And they'll be like, oh, where's that? And it'll be it's a catchy phrase to that. Couple months. Well, it was, I had gotten into a bankruptcy, and that was back in 2006, but it only ended in 2008. And the guy said, in order for that credit union to finance the loan, then you have to be out of a bankruptcy for 5 years. So that threw me right out already. So I'm trying to go in an alternative route. Right. So we want to contact Old Pro, Dr. Phil, Ellen, and Home Edition, and we've contacted them. We put it all in the mail. We made films, and we put all of that in the mail. But we hadn't heard anything back from them. And you never know. At any time, things could happen. Both shoes could drop tomorrow.
Right.
And we're hoping something like that happens, but you never know. Waiting to find out with the new loan strategy and trying to go other networks and talking to Twitter and trying to get responses from people like that. The guy from Mark Cuban, the guy from Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people say he jumps out and he gets into things that nobody would ever think he would get into. So you never know who's gonna send it our way or whether the idea is gonna go over well enough with Wells Fargo to say, okay, hey, I might invest $500,000, and then if he loses and it doesn't make it, then we'll still have the property. Right. So there you go. So, yeah.